Now, there's a reason why it's called Politics Today. It is because wherever politics is happening, we will track it and bring you the latest development. And we just spoke with the former governor of Rivers State, Chief Rufus Ada George, and now being joined by a former special advisor, media and publicity, to the former vice president, Mr. Laolu Akonde, is joining us from our Abuja studio. Mr. Laolu Akonde, thank you so much, Mr. Akonde, for joining us on the program.
Good evening, George. Jeffrey, sorry.
Thank you so much for coming on the program and for your patience. My mind just went back to some of the interventions during the Muhammadu Buhari administration in the Niger Delta region, where then the vice president that you worked closely with was quite instrumental in going to have conversation and also bring peace in the area. And the way this is going, if it is not properly managed, people are afraid that things will escalate beyond measure and we may have a situation in our hands. I wouldn't know if you were in those rooms and where those conversations held in the Niger Delta or in the State House concerning issues that border on security, because things like this can snowball into such situation. And if you were to weigh in right now from your expertise with working with the presidency on what is happening in Rivers State, first, your quick impression and what you think can be done before we go to a broader conversation on this.
Yeah, thank you. I think the most obvious point to make about what is happening in Rivers State is that it's very disappointing, you know, and that is being measured, you know, about it. Now, look, a lot of people had significant admiration, you know, and quite a bit of respect, you know, for the FCT minister. You know, just like you referred to this a number of times, you know, I have been in the room when the vice president went there representing the president, and you can tell very easily that Wike was just the kind of guy that gets things done, you know, and he got a reputation, and he was called Mr. Projects, and you know, so there is quite a bit of political regard that you have to give to Wike. Quite frankly, I think in this country today, after the president, you know, Nyesom Wike is the most prominent politician of the day. So when somebody has attained that level of political relevance, one of the things that it means is that you really have to carry yourself with a lot of grace, with a lot of measured management of the expectations around you. So it is disappointing that the FCT minister is not managing his own anointed governor. Clearly owned another governor. And the responsibility is more on him than the governor. Now, it is said, you know, in Yoruba language that when two people are fighting, the one is older, the one is younger. Regardless of the facts of the fight, the older one will always be the one to carry the brunt. Because people are going to say that, hey, you are supposed to be the wiser one. So honestly, my first impression, you know, just to answer your point, is that, you know, the fact that Mr. Wike has allowed this to happen, and I'm not saying that the governor has no responsibility, but Mr. Wike is the senior partner in this matter, and it's not good. It's not good for him. Let me just put it like that. It's not a good publicity for Nyesom Wike at all.
From your analytical point of view, people have speculated a lot of things about what the end game is. What do you think this is all about? Because if you look at the mapping and more like the political chess going on, it's like everyone is watching the next person's move and trying to botch. So you see what happened. The lawmakers, we're going to come to that in a moment, they were complaining about maybe high-handedness, abuse of power on the governor and all of that. And then all of a sudden, something happened, the house divided into two, the place got burned, and before we could say Jack, we woke up one day and they've defected 27 of them. And a few days later, there was a court judgment, a court order, ex parte though, that recognized a Hie faction. And by the next day, bulldozers were out, bringing down the assembly complex. The government gave the reason to be structural issues. And so the House of Assembly, now made up of 4 people, were sitting, they presented a budget. 24 hours later, the budget was signed. And then today, before we could say Jack, a member of cabinet has resigned. And then the members who had defected held their own sitting, start amending local government laws that would take powers out of the hands of the governor to be able to dissolve local government. What do you think is going on in this game?
Jeffrey, it's a lot of drama that is happening in Rivers State. It's a lot of drama. Now, and we have to look at it very closely. Now, the place to conclude all of this, and I'm going to come back to the point, but let me just give you the conclusion right away, at the top of it. Mr. President has to rein in on the situation, very clearly. But let's look at the drama. And it's quite, it's the drama of the absurd. So you have a situation where the House of Assembly several weeks back was, we've had firebombed, it was arsonist, whatever it is, the place caught fire all over the place. You had a situation where, so that is something, and then you had a situation where the governor, who is supposed to be the chief security officer of the state, was going to go and inspect what happened, and then the governor came out to allege that the police were shooting at him. And then the next thing that happens was that, the president intervened and things seemed to calm down, only for us again to wake up this week and have the drama of people in PDP, in the assembly, moving to APC, people in APC, and I think LP, moving to, and even SDP to moving to PDP. And then today, just like you said, we had, of course, the courts weighed into the matter of the assembly, and today the resignation of Professor Zacchaeus Adango was released. And we are even told that the prof had actually resigned in November. If you look at the letter of resignation, it's actually dated November. But of course, I think they were trying to just see whether they could manage things. But clearly, the professor of law just couldn't take, some of these shenanigans anymore. So it's the drama of the absurd. And it is ridiculous because what this means is that the interest of the people of Rivers State, Rivers State is not an ordinary state in this country. The interest of the people of Rivers State has gone down to completely out of the question, because you have these big elephants fighting. So to my point, the president has to come in, and the president has to come in very strongly. I was reading a statement by APC to say that, and I hope that is not true, that the president intervention is no longer holding. What kind of statement is that? The president has the responsibility to rein in his minister, and the president has the responsibility to talk to the governor. What is going on? So the assembly was burnt, and then suddenly the place is demolished. What happened to the burning? Where is the public report of the arsonist? And then they said, we had some structural defects or damages because of the fire, and then the place is demolished. This is public resources that is just being wasted, and it's just a drama of the absurd. The president must call in both of them and tell them no more.
I wanted to find out from you, because we're running a federation, and I understand that Mr. Nyesom Wike works directly with the president, and then there's a governor, Siminalayi Fubara, on one end. at what point exactly and what exactly should the president do? I presume you will say it should rein in now, but what exactly do you think he should say to them, or specific action the president should take right now to arrest this situation?
Yes, of course, we run a federal government.
Just a moment, if I may. The reason I said that is because he has tried to intervene before, and then rather than things de-escalating, it hit a crescendo, and it's like an increasing crescendo.
Yeah, well, you're right, and to your point, yes, it's a federal system of government whereby the governor is the chief executive officer of the state. Is even recognized as the chief security officer. So the president cannot give instructions to the governor. I understand that perfectly, but at the same time, under our system, when you look at the reins of power, the president is in charge of all the security agencies, in the country. The president is in charge of the DSS. The president is in charge of the police. The president is in charge of the military and other instruments of coercion. So the president is not powerless at all, and he doesn't have to even do too much in terms of whether he has a role to play. The president has a role to play because there are security implications, besides the fact that the welfare of the people of Rivers State has been relegated in all of this drama. There are potential security problems that you have actually even insinuated. So what I think the president needs to do is to bring out the big guns and say, look, I have tried to talk to both of you about this matter, and we thought that we have sorted this matter. Look, we cannot take this anymore. You guys have to go and sort yourself out. The president, he has enough leverage, Jeffrey.
Yeah, because a lot is going on, which is why we tell our audience it's an unfolding drama. Breaking news just in is that the Commissioner for Works, Mr. Dr. George Kelly Alabo, has resigned. He said the above subject matter resignation as Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rivers State. I hereby resign my appointment as the Commissioner for Works, Rivers State, effective immediately. My decision to resign is anchored on my conscience, personal philosophy, and professional ethics. This decision was taken after deep introspection, and he appreciated the governor for the opportunity. So, Mr. Akonde, that is the situation. Because I wanted to ask that question. Now, this is quite clear why I should ask that question. What kind of cabinet do you think that Governor Siminalayi Fubara is sitting over right now? 2 down in 1 day.
It's just more and more and more drama. Now, there's no point, dwelling on speculations, but it will seem that the members of the cabinet might have been largely, the composition of Mr. Fubara's cabinet might have been largely influenced, by Mr. Wike, the godfather, and some of those gentlemen, just find themselves, in the middle of very, precarious relationship between the two of them, and they couldn't take it anymore. Like I said, the Attorney General had actually written the letter of resignation in November. If you look at the letter that is now circulating in the social media, you will see that it was actually dated in November. But I think it was brought down, in the hope that things might sort out. So I know that we're probably going to see much more drama. But one is hoping that the voice of reason and the voice of calm can prevail. And it's not just the president alone that should sort this matter. But of course, the president is the one that is in charge of the instrument of force. But we also have people, we have leaders in Rivers State who should speak out and say that, look, this is not what the people of this state deserve. We shouldn't wait until a situation where this becomes something that is completely uncontrollable. Because the truth of the matter is that this can even get worse. So it's important for not just the president, President Tinubu, to to take a very strong look on this matter. But the elders in Rivers State, it's good that you brought Mr. Rufus Adajorge, a respected politician in the state, who has spoken out. But we need to call people like Dr. Udili, the God to speak out. The other respected leaders in that state, former governors, and the traditional leaders, people should speak out and say, look, we need this thing sorted out. We can't continue like this.
All right, Mr. Akonde, we're going to keep you. We're not done yet. We will switch gears to other conversations. That's why we have you here. And let's say again, there's a breaking news coming in to all our audience right here that the Commissioner for Works in Rivers State, you can see the letter right there on your screen, is the second member of cabinet under Governor Siminalayi Fubara since all of this political crisis started that has resigned. Earlier today, we saw that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Professor Zacchaeus Adango, has resigned and now is being joined by Dr. George Kelly Alabo. So 2 commissioners off the cabinet. What is happening in Rivers State? We'll continue to follow up on that.